Right now, somewhere in the world, there's someone standing on the edge of giving up. Maybe that someone is you. You've prayed, you've cried, you've fought, and still life keeps throwing storms your way. But what if I told you the answers you've been searching for aren't hiding in a motivational quote, a best-selling book, or even in the voice of another human being? They've been written for you, word for word, in a book that has been unchanged for over 1,400 years. A book that knows your pain before you even feel it. Today, I'm not here to preach at you. I'm here to open doors you didn't know existed. Because inside these verses, there's a kind of hope that doesn't just inspire you for 5 minutes. It rewires the way you see your entire life. If you're ready to stop surviving and start living with unshakable resilience, then don't just listen. Let these words take root in your soul. By the end of this, you won't just believe in hope, you'll breathe it. Life, as the Quran teaches us, is not meant to be a smooth, uninterrupted path of comfort. It is a journey filled with moments that challenge our spirit, test our patience, and push us beyond what we think we can bear. The verse, "Do not lose hope nor be sad. You will surely be victorious if you are believers," before 39 is more than a simple reassurance. It is a direct message to the human heart that pain and setbacks are not signs of failure, but stepping stones toward growth and eventual triumph. This verse was revealed at a time when the early Muslim community faced immense loss and defeat. Yet Allah reminded them that their worth and future did not depend on temporary outcomes, but on the strength of their belief. This teaches us that trials are not random misfortunes. They are precise and purposeful, written into the story of our lives by the one who knows what we can endure and how we can rise from it stronger. It changes the way we view hardship, from seeing it as an obstacle meant to destroy us, to understanding it as a divine classroom where resilience is taught and faith is deepened. The choice of words here is powerful. Do not lose hope calls on us to guard the heart from despair, while nor be sad reminds us that emotional pain, though natural, should never overpower the certainty that better days are ahead. The promise of eventual victory for believers is not limited to worldly success, but includes spiritual elevation, inner peace, and eternal reward. It's a call to shift our perspective, to see that every setback is a setup for a comeback, that every wound carries the seed of wisdom, and that every loss has a hidden gift waiting to be revealed. When we truly internalize this, trials stop feeling like the end of the road and start feeling like the training ground for something greater. This is the essence of resilience in the Quranic sense, a combination of unshakable faith, emotional strength, and the refusal to let difficulty define our destiny. Even in the moments where the night feels longest, this verse is a reminder that the dawn is already written into our fate, and the believer's role is to walk toward it with faith in their heart and trust in their Creator. The verse, "Do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins," 39:53, is one of the most hopeful messages in the Quran, a direct antidote to the heaviness of guilt and the darkness of self-condemnation. It speaks to the heart of every human being who has stumbled, who has made mistakes they wish they could erase, who feels unworthy of love or redemption. This verse reminds us that Allah's mercy is not just vast, it is limitless, beyond the boundaries of our imagination, greater than any sin, greater than any lifetime of wrongdoing. It calls on us to understand that despair is not only unnecessary, it is a form of blindness to the true nature of our Creator, who describes himself as Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, the most merciful and the most compassionate. The beauty of this promise lies in its inclusivity. It does not say some sins or the smaller sins, but all sins, encompassing the full spectrum of human error. This teaches that no matter how far one has drifted from the path, no matter how many times they have fallen, the door of return remains wide open as long as they are alive and willing to turn back. It shifts the narrative from one of self-punishment to one of hope-driven action, where the awareness of Allah's mercy becomes fuel to change for the better rather than a reason to give up. This verse dismantles the idea that our past defines our future, showing instead that repentance, humility, and sincere effort can transform even the darkest chapters into stepping stones toward light. The stepping stones toward light, it also teaches that Allah does not see us only for what we have done wrong. He sees the sincerity in our return, the struggle in our efforts, and the beauty in our willingness to grow. Carrying this truth in our hearts changes the way we approach life's failures and mistakes. Instead of hiding in shame or giving up, we are encouraged to rise, to seek forgiveness, to renew our commitment, and to believe in the possibility of becoming better than we were before. This verse is not simply an invitation, it is a lifeline, pulling us back from the brink of hopelessness and into the embrace of divine mercy that never runs out. The verse, "For indeed with hardship comes ease," is a profound reminder that struggles are never permanent and that every difficulty we face is accompanied by relief, even if we cannot see it yet. The choice of words in this verse is deliberate and comforting. Allah does not say after hardship, but with hardship, showing that the solution, the relief, and the blessings are born alongside the challenge itself. This teaches us that trials are not barren. They carry within them the seeds of growth, lessons, and openings that will eventually lead to ease. It changes the way we see adversity. Rather than waiting passively for it to end, we begin to look for the hidden opportunities it contains. This verse also repeats the promise twice in the same surah, emphasizing certainty. It is not a possibility. It is a divine guarantee. Every person experiences moments where the weight of life feels unbearable, where difficulties stack up and hope seems distant. Yet this verse reminds us that relief is not a distant dream. It is already walking beside us, even if hidden from our sight. The ease may come in different forms, a newfound strength within ourselves, unexpected help from others, or a shift in circumstances that opens new doors. Sometimes the hardship itself reshapes us in such a way that we are better prepared for the future, making us stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. This is the divine wisdom at work, where the test is not meant to break us, but to build us. The verse invites us to trust the process, to believe that no struggle is wasted, and to recognize that ease may not always mean the removal of difficulty. It can also mean the granting of patience, resilience, and inner peace while the storm still rages. When we hold on to this belief, despair loses its grip, because we know that our pain has an expiration date and our relief is already written. In moments of deep struggle, this verse becomes an anchor, keeping us steady in the knowledge that Allah's promise is always true. It calls us to keep moving, to endure with faith, and to remember that every hardship we face carries its own key to relief, waiting to be discovered in the perfect timing of our Creator. The verse, "Be patient. Indeed, Allah is with the patient." 2:15:3 is a declaration that patience is not passive endurance, but an active form of strength rooted in faith. In life, we encounter moments that test our limits. Loss, disappointment, delays, and injustices that seem too heavy to carry. This verse transforms our perspective by showing that patience is not about doing nothing. It is about holding our ground with dignity, making the right choices even when they are hard, and refusing to let hardship shake our trust in Allah. Patience, in the Quranic sense, is an act of worship, a sign of deep reliance on the Creator's wisdom and timing. The promise that Allah is with the patient is not a light reassurance. It is an immense honor. To have Allah's presence, guidance, and support during trials means we are never abandoned, no matter how lonely the path feels. Patience is often misunderstood as weakness, as if it is simply waiting in silence. But in reality, it requires tremendous emotional discipline and spiritual clarity. It is about staying committed to the truth when giving up would be easier, continuing to pray when answers seem delayed, and treating others with kindness even while carrying personal pain. This verse also carries a powerful psychological truth. When we endure with patience, we maintain control over our reactions, rather than letting circumstances dictate our behavior. This preserves our faith and protects our hearts from bitterness. Patience does not mean suppressing emotions. It means processing them through faith, letting them drive us toward Allah rather than away from Him. Every hardship becomes an opportunity to demonstrate our trust in His plan, and that trust invites His closeness. Knowing that Allah is with us in our patience changes the entire experience of suffering. It turns isolation into companionship, despair into hope, and weakness into resilience. It assures us that the unseen help of Allah is surrounding us, guiding us toward what is better, and preparing us for relief. This companionship is more valuable than immediate solutions because it shapes our character and deepens our connection with the one who controls all outcomes. Patience, in this light, is not merely surviving the storm. It is walking through it with the certainty that Allah is right beside us, guiding every step until the skies clear. The verse, perhaps you dislike something which is good for you, 2:21:6, is a powerful reminder that our perception of life's events is limited, while Allah's knowledge is infinite. As human beings, we often judge situations by how they feel in the moment. If something brings pain, disappointment, or loss, we label it as bad. And if something brings comfort or success, we see it as good. But this verse challenges that instinct by teaching that our immediate feelings are not always a true reflection of reality. What we resist, avoid, or grieve over might be the very thing that protects us, transforms us, or sets us on a path we would never have chosen but desperately needed. The verse acknowledges that we do not have the full picture. While Allah sees every thread of our past, present, and future, weaving them together into a design that serves our ultimate good. This changes the way we view delays, rejections, and unexpected turns in life. A job we didn't get may save us from future harm. A relationship that ended may open the way for one that is healthier. And a hardship we endure may plant the seeds of strength we will need later. Trusting Allah's timing and wisdom is not always easy, especially when the situation feels unbearable or unfair. But this verse invites us to surrender our limited understanding and place our confidence in His perfect knowledge. It is not a call to ignore our pain, but to balance it with the belief that there is purpose within it. This shift in mindset can transform how we handle life's uncertainties. It replaces anxiety with calm, resentment with acceptance, and impatience with trust. Even when we cannot yet see the wisdom, this verse teaches us to believe it is there, waiting to be revealed in the right moment. Over time, many people look back on hardships they once dreaded and realize they were the turning points that shaped their character, faith, and destiny. By holding on to this truth, we learn to walk through life with more peace, less fear, and an unshakable certainty that nothing Allah allows into our lives is without reason, even when our eyes cannot yet recognize the hidden good. The verse, whoever fears Allah, He will make a way out for him and provide for him from where he does not expect. 65 to 384 delivers a profound message about hope, action, and divine provision. It connects the inner state of the heart with the outer unfolding of life, showing that true reliance on Allah begins with living in a way that reflects consciousness of Him. Fearing Allah here does not mean living in constant terror. It means having deep reverence, respect, and awareness of His presence, which naturally shapes our choices, keeps us away from wrongdoing, and guides us toward what pleases Him. The verse assures that when a person anchors their life in this awareness, Allah Himself takes responsibility for opening paths they could never have predicted. This is not only about physical provision like wealth or resources, but also about solutions, opportunities, relationships, and relief from burdens that seem impossible to escape. The beauty of this promise lies in its element of surprise. Allah will provide from where He does not expect, meaning His help often comes in ways that defy human logic and surpass our imagination. It teaches us that while we must work, plan, and strive, our ultimate hope should not be tied to visible means alone, because the Creator controls countless unseen channels. This mindset frees us from panic when the road seems blocked, because we know the one who designed the road can create entirely new paths. At the same time, the verse makes it clear that hope is not passive waiting. It is an active journey of faith, effort, and obedience. The person who truly trusts Allah does not give up when things look hopeless. They keep moving forward, knowing that help may be just beyond the bend, hidden from view until the appointed time. This also means that our relationship with Allah is the greatest investment we can make, because His support is not limited to the resources we can see or predict. Even when life corners us, when we feel trapped or surrounded by challenges, this verse is a reminder that the exit door may already be in place, waiting for the moment Allah chooses to reveal it. Such belief transforms fear into courage and uncertainty into calm, because we carry the unshakable certainty that His help is never late and His ways are never limited. When we reflect on these Quranic verses, we see a consistent and unshakable truth. No matter how deep the trial, how heavy the loss, or how far we may feel from hope, Allah's guidance is always calling us back to strength, patience, and trust. Each verse is a lifeline, pulling us out of despair and reminding us that every hardship carries its ease, every mistake can be forgiven, and every closed door can lead to something better. The Quran does not simply tell us to endure. It teaches us how to endure with dignity, faith, and resilience. It reminds us that life's struggles are not random misfortunes, but carefully placed steps in the journey toward our best selves. When we choose patience, hold on to hope, and trust in Allah's perfect plan, we unlock a level of peace that no storm can take away. And in that peace, we find the courage to rise again, to face tomorrow with a heart that believes the best is yet to come. May you carry these lessons with you, not just in times of difficulty, but in every step of your journey. May your heart remain anchored in faith, your spirit unshaken by trials, and your hope alive no matter what comes your way. Thank you for giving me the honor of sharing these words with you today, and I wish you nothing but strength, clarity, and success in this life and the next. Good luck, and may Allah's mercy and blessings be with you always.